Hi, everyone. I'm Ravi. I'm a current Soul-Centered Living 1 student. I'm very honored to be speaking here. And so my journey probably begins about 2 years ago. I was living in Hong Kong, um, very successful on the goal line. I was running a company and, just living my life. A real workaholic. I drank a little too much. And now I realize it was really not coming from a healthy place. It was really, I didn't want to deal with my emotions. And that's what I was doing. I was just hiding. I had a wake up call one day, and I was actually flying to LA that day. I got sick. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I got really sick. I ended up that evening in the hospital with septic shock. It was literally my body was turning off. So it was a 50-50 chance of making it. So I'm lucky, I'm here. I spent the next 10 days in the hospital, and what came to me very clearly, a few things came very clearly. One, this is not a life I want to live. This is not fulfilling at all. Two, it's time to leave Hong Kong, which was a difficult decision. I was in a relationship, and I just knew it was time to go. And so I made those decisions that day. I went into the office and I ran a company that had recently been acquired by a much bigger company. So I was under a very long contract. But I went in and I explained to them the situation, and we came up with a plan so I could exit over the next 1 year. So we did that. I moved to India to go spend some time with my mom, and it didn't work. Health just deteriorated. And during this time, Loyalty to Your Soul kind of became my go-to book. It's a brilliant book written by Ron and Mary, and I probably bought 20 copies just to give as gifts because it's just the most incredible book. And I was just thinking to myself, I really want to do this course. Synchronicity, a cousin from New York called, and he's a banker from New York, and so not really the kind of person that used these words, but he called me and he's like, I'm on the beach in Venice, California, and the waves, I feel they're very transformational. And I have a feeling you and I should spend time here. And I thought to myself, he doesn't even know that word. Like, how did this happen? So I spent a day thinking about it, and then I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted to do USM. I'm gonna move to LA and do USM. And so I did. So it happened, July of last year. I moved here in August. Happened so quickly. I came here, started doing my work. This was the biggest gift I've ever given to myself. A few months into it, I found out, well, I've always known, but it deteriorated a lot, that my kidneys have gotten really bad, and I need a transplant. Normally, I would have basically, I would have just basically waited for a deceased donor, which is an 8-year-long list, and gone through dialysis and just sort of, just been very small about it and done what I had to do and just not bother anybody. That would have been my whole thing, is I don't want to disturb anybody with my problem. Through the course, I learned that, in the past I had difficulty receiving, and that was a big thing. I'm the kind of person that's I'm very easy, and I'm very happy to take people out for dinner and to buy people things, but I never like anything from anybody. And so this was kind of spirit testing me, that, I'm a worthy human being, and I need to get this, and I need to receive this. So, through the course, I received that gift of learning that. I went to Facebook with this. I had 7,000 views in a couple days, and I have a few hundred Facebook friends. So it was quite a big thing. I haven't yet found a donor, but 6 or 7 people came forward. It just hasn't aligned yet. I'm sure that it will. The other thing that's happened is I've really got a lot of strength, and I'm now working with UCLA, and we're launching quite a big global campaign to raise awareness for kidney disease. So I'm able to give back in that way, and that was just a huge thing for me, a huge win for me. So the way I look at life has really shifted. The level of self-acceptance and acceptance for others, self-love and love for others, is completely shifted. My life has shifted. It's not to say that there aren't ever issues. I had a big blow up with my brother the other day. But the way of handling it was completely different. It was a heart-to-heart talk, a real heart-to-heart talk. and I told him everything that was bothering me, and he felt comfortable enough to do the same. So that was really wonderful. So, just to conclude, this is the last year that Ron and Mary are teaching this. This course is the best thing I've ever done for myself, and I highly recommend, if you have a feeling inside that you should do this, please do it, because it's going to be the biggest gift that you give to yourself too. Thank you all.